In 2001, the retrospective exhibition Yes, Yoko Ono won John Lennon's widow the prestigious International Association of Arts Critics USA Award for Best Museum Show. It told the story of a prolific artist, filmmaker, poet, composer, performance artist and peace activist who'd gained international notoriety for her avant-garde work long before her famous hookup with John. In the early 60s, she performed her famous cut piece, in which she invited members of the audience to cut her clothes until she was left naked. She'd also exhibited a collection of conceptual art, including her book Grapefruit.
Grapefruit is a hybrid of orange and lemon. And I thought, I feel that I'm a hybrid. We all are in a way. But the hybrid aspect of my character and my background really felt good about. I felt good about it, and so I named it Grapefruit.
In fact, it was at one of Yoko's exhibitions that they first met. The story goes that John was spellbound by an interactive installation called ceiling painting, a central piece in her historic 1966 Indica Gallery show in London. John wrote of the experience, "I climbed the ladder, looked through the spyglass, and in tiny little letters it said, yes. So it was positive. I felt relieved. That yes made me stay." They didn't end up starting a relationship until 18 months later, but from then on, their creative and personal lives became inextricably linked.
You know, I said imagine in Grapefruit, so it's just simple as that. But also, John and I were both artists, and we were living together, so we kind of influenced each other. And the song Imagine embodied what we believed together at the time.
As well as working with John both during and after his split with the Beatles on Plastic Ono band material, Yoko released her own conceptual albums that have since been credited with influencing the likes of Lena Lovitch and the B-52s. In 1980, it was Yoko's song Walking on Thin Ice that she and John were working on together before John's fatal shooting on the evening of December 8th. Walking on Thin Ice went on to become her first chart success. The following year, her album Season of Glass caused a sensation because of its cover photo, which featured John's blood-stained glasses next to a half-full glass of water. In 1995, she produced the musical New York Rock, made up of Broadway versions of her songs. More recently, she's released the collaborative effort Yes, I'm a Witch, which featured the talents of Peaches, the Flaming Lips, and the Polyphonic Spree. In an interview to promote the album, she was asked whether she was nervous about how the album would be received. But then fear of the public's perception has never been one of her weak points. Throughout the decades, she has continued to express herself freely through a bewildering area of media. For Yoko Ono, art has no boundaries.
Irrelevant. We have to keep on finding a form each time, the most relevant form of that particular situation that we're in.
She recently found that relevance in the form of 10 cherry trees in her Wish Tree art exhibit at the Cherry Blossom Festival in Washington. Part of her Imagine Peace project, the Wish Tree exhibit brought 10 new trees to different parts of the city, where the public can tie their wishes, creating collaborative blossom. Since then, she's released another album and launched the exhibition Imagine, the Peace Ballad of John and Yoko, to mark the 40th anniversary of their bed-in Toronto. Now in her mid-70s, she's as passionate about her work as ever.
Is that it's a way of us communicating. It's a healthy way of communication, but also this is the only thing we have now to create the next world, a better world for us. Because we cannot rely on politicians. We cannot rely on educators. We cannot rely on any institutional people. And artists are the only ones who are giving something to the world through love. Art is love, and that's what we give to people. And love is something that is not enough now in the world. We need love.